From 4 News Now, with live updates throughout the day, breaking news as it happens, and weather every 10 minutes. This is KXLY Plus.
Good afternoon. For 4 News Now, I'm Rob King. Welcome to the latest edition of Meet the Team. It's been a while since we've done one, and we've hired some new people in the meantime. So I am stoked to introduce you to my counterpart, the new digital anchor here at KXLY, Sydney Berger. Sydney, I know it's not exactly that you're the newest employee, but we haven't gotten around to doing one of these, so I'm sorry for that. But how are you liking the newsroom so far?
You know, it's been a great time. Been here for, I think I just hit 4 months. Rob, you've taught me a lot in the digital world. Like Rob said, I'm a digital anchor. I've been learning from all of the digital team, and it's been pretty smooth, learning a lot of very new and exciting things with streaming and digital.
And this is also your first market, so tell us a little bit about your previous experience before coming to Spokane.
Yeah, so my senior year, going into my senior year at Washington State, go Cougs, I was able to get a internship during the summer. That was the first time I ever worked in a newsroom. And it was actually in Los Angeles, which is the #2 market. So that was a pretty big deal for me. I didn't even really know what that meant at the time. I knew it was a big deal, but in the scope of things now, I was really lucky to get that opportunity. I worked at the ABC affiliate in Los Angeles for that summer. It was a pretty big summer in sports, which was the department that I was able to work in. The All-Star game for Major League Baseball was there at the Dodger Stadium. They were doing a lot of Rams training camp at UC Irvine. Was able to kind of cover and help some of the anchors and reporters do highlights for the Lakers. You know, we got to cover a little bit of soccer down there, LAFC. Got to go to the Rose Bowl for the very first time, so it was a lot of really immersive hands-on experience, especially as an intern. That really just sealed the deal for me that I wanted to be in news after graduation.
Awesome. Now you ultimately want to do sports, correct? Is that where your passions lie?
That's where the passion is, but you know, anything to get your foot in the door. I think being in digital is inevitable, and how this industry is going to be using digital so much more. So I think these skills are so important, honestly, for anyone in the newsroom to know, like being on web, social media, streaming especially, I think is just like the new thing. We know so many streaming apps and services. So I think that these skills are very transferable in any part of the news world.
Yeah, especially with what we're doing, how, you know, we got to think about how we consume news, which is always on our phone. It's mostly digital. So it's good that we're going to that space and trying to hit people and give them the important stories there.
Totally. New target audience a little bit too. It's exciting to see it kind of grow. We're seeing it right before our eyes, as you were the pioneer kind of right before me. So I got to jump in right when everything kind of was starting to flow, and you were kind of the guinea pig in learning every little nut and bolt of the app and the web and the digital world. So you really helped me out there. I had less stress.
Thank you. I was happy to lay that foundation. And now you and I get to go do fun things and go around exploring for Instagram content or for TikTok, and also do interviews like this. So it's been really cool to expand, and I'm happy to have you on board. Sydney, where are you from?
So I'm from California. Even though I worked in LA, I am actually from the Bay Area, a really like kind of small like suburban town, but in the San Francisco area, about 35 minutes from San Francisco. What brought me to Spokane from California is kind of a complicated one, but basically just going to Washington State, and then eventually as a senior, I didn't really know where I would end up, especially in the broadcast world, and getting an offer in Spokane felt like something that was a good jump for me to kind of be out of my comfort zone and away from the warm and the beach at times, but also the sense of familiarity from just being in Pullman from an hour and a half away to being here. There was like a sense of comfortability, but just taking a new role, something I had never really done before, gave me, I feel like, enough of a push that this was going to be a good spot.
Absolutely. And people have probably seen you on Friday Night Sports Extra. Tell us a little bit about doing that. How's that been going with the sports guys?
Yeah, I've gotten the opportunity to step in and do a little bit of extra stuff with sports recently. That is just something that I have been very fortunate to do, especially with our schedules and stuff, and I'm kind of the night person, you're kind of the day person. So sports are also at night. It gives me a little bit of flexibility there. And those guys, Julian and Alex, are teaching me a lot very quickly. The basics of producing stuff for sports, doing those highlights, shooting my own highlights at high school games, football earlier in the year, kind of when I got here in September, and then now basketball. I've never actually shot highlights before I got here, so that has been something that's very helpful and obviously crucial. I'm gonna have to do it if I take a sports role, and I've already been learning so much from them, so I'm grateful for that.
Well, awesome. Yeah, we've gotten to see your talents all over the field, so it's been really nice. Sydney, do you have any favorite spots? You said you've been in Spokane about 4 months now. You're previously in Pullman, so you're not exactly new to the area, but any favorite restaurants, bars? What do you like to do?
Yeah, so definitely would say that Wooden City is my favorite restaurant right now. I know that that's a popular Spokane spot, but I feel like I like all the basic restaurants right now. I'm trying to think, like, recently went to Mole, thought that was very good in Kendall Yards. Love a good Mexican restaurant. Again, Wooden City, like that kind of classic American's really good. Pizza wise, Flying Goat has been my new favorite.
I've yet to try them. I'm a Market Street stan, but I hear Flying Goat is very good.
I think that I'm not like a pizza obsessed person, and I think that it gives a good modern spin to it. Like, they have like very unique flavors, not like really basic, which I like. So check that out. Rob, you told me about like some brewing companies that I yet to try, but what was the
Perry Street Brewing.
Street Brewing.
Very good. And you got right next door, or at least a couple buildings down, is Perry Street Pizza.
Oh, okay. So that's the dope.
But the brewery also has food. So
okay.
You can't go wrong.
Nice.
I love that whole area.
Okay, cool. That's next.
And tell us a little bit more about yourself. Obviously, sports. What else do you like to do?
Yeah, I would say I'm very active, love to like work out, go on hikes, which I think is also kind of a draw to this area, especially during the spring and summer. There's a lot of, walkable places around Spokane, but also trails, places to kind of sightsee. Really big on sunsets, so that's kind of something else that I love, just kind of walking around, doing that. I'm also a big foodie, which I don't know if that's a hobby, but I am like starting to try new places around here. So if anyone has any recommendations that are watching, you can, send me an email or a DM. I'm trying to think of what else I like to do.
We know you're a big foodie because anytime there's food on the counter in the newsroom, Sydney Berger is having at least one bite.
Yeah, I like it all.
You're a grazer, though. You go back and forth. You get a little bit, sit down, come back, get a little bit.
You go and you take your steps, and then you come back and you get your snack as a reward.
So yeah, it's calorie neutral, really.
Yep, totally.
Awesome. Well, Sydney, how can people learn more about you? Where can people follow you on social media? How can they get in contact?
Yeah, so I have a Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, email. Instagram is at Sydney Berger, kxly, and Twitter is at Sydney P Berger. P is in my middle name, Paige. So Sydney P Berger on Twitter. We do a lot of stuff on there, especially like reposting our like interviews or our stories. You'll probably see me repost a lot of sports stuff, especially with the Cougs. And then if you have any like story ideas or restaurant recommendations, which I very appreciate, email is also a good way. sberger, I think. Yeah, sberger@kxly.com.
There it is. All right, Sid, good to see you. Good to chat. Appreciate you doing this on your day off. Again, sorry it took so long. You've almost been here half a year now, and we're just now meeting you.
You just don't see me later, but I'll be in there tonight. It's not my day off.
Oh, that's true. All right, fair enough. All right.
We just cross paths.
Thanks, Sid. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Rob.
And if you missed some of this interview, you can watch the whole thing in just a couple of moments once I get around to clipping it on kxly.com and KXLY Plus. KXLY Plus, great time to download. That is where all of our videos live. You can also watch previous Meet the Team with other people that we've hired. We're going to do one with our new MMJ Hunter very soon, so that'll be exciting. Be sure to look out for that. Coming up, we do have news. Coming 4 News Now at 5 tonight. Be sure to watch that. But for now, live in studio, I'm Rob King for 4 News Now.